Okay. Hopefully some people can see me now. I'm actually live on YouTube. I'm trying to go live on Facebook as well. Let's see if I can do that. All right, go live. Is this how you do it? Yes, go live. Video. Connect. I think this is it. Ooh, nice. And go live. Boom. All right. Trying to get going here, guys. Go live anyways. Just go live. I'm going live. All right, so I think I'm live on Facebook. I think I am live on YouTube. Yeah, please check for me.
Come here.
Come here, buddy. Sorry, folks, if anybody's in here. Just trying to get going here. Hope. Seems like connection is pretty decent. How's the audio?
Yep.
Am I live on YouTube?
Yep.
All right, cool.
All right, so you're good there.
All right, let's get into some topics. Let's get into some topics this fine weekend. All right, welcome. My name is Timothy Sands, and this is Fashionable Father, coming to you live from Sanskrit Studios.
Sorry.
No worries, no worries. All right, cool. Who's all here? Anybody here yet? Hello, Carla. Hello, hello. And what else? Ooh, I need to try to get. I'm blocking my Facebook here. Try to get both these up and running. There we go. Javier, welcome. Okay. So, what's on the agenda this week? I want to talk a little bit about fashion because this is a fashion channel, and just off the top of my. Megan was on Nordstrom's the other day because she has a gift card, and I didn't know this. And she's looking through the stuff, and she goes, "Oh, everything's like loungewear now," and I'm like, "Oh, I guess so." And then I was researching stuff because I was looking at J. Crew, which I'm going to talk about later, and I guess that's a thing. I guess it's called lockdown loungewear.
Yeah.
Which is just kind of depressing to me. I'm like, I like clothes. I'm not exactly excited about loungewear.
But it's
tell you the truth.
It's how companies are jumping on that right away.
If you want to stay,
going on.
Yeah, if you want to stay relevant, I guess that's what you gotta do. You gotta jump on what's going on right now, and that's exactly what was funny about J. Crew, which I'm going to talk about later, and their bankruptcy and their lack of relevance. I thought that was interesting. So, let me get this out of the way. This is kind of bothering me. Oh. All right, got a little different setup. I'm using my mirrorless camera this week. I was having a hard time with my my iPhone. It was giving me some troubles. That's why I'm a little frazzled trying to get on here. Yeah, what else is going on in the trends these days? I'm kind of excited about sustainable fashion. That's something that lately I've been kind of looking more into. Hey, what's up, Kim? Welcome to the live stream. I've been more akin to that of recent, and what's a shame is I'm not super knowledgeable about it. What up, Trev? Thanks for joining. So I'm just kind of researching, and I posted the shoe video that I did about sustainable shoes. I posted on Reddit. I'm trying to get some attention by posting stuff on Reddit, which is actually a pretty good place. It's kind of a free-for-all type place. I don't know how you describe Reddit, but it's a good place to advertise. So I threw my video up there, and someone goes, "Hey, I love that you're trying to say that leather shoes are like not using leather as a shoe material." But he goes, "I have leather shoes for a long time and I resole them. So in my opinion, my leather shoes that I've kept for a long time are actually more sustainable to something that's kind of plastic and you're going to throw away." Which did challenge me, and it was really good. It was a nice little elevated conversation. I was like, dude, thanks for this, the change in perspective. I would completely agree with that. And it was cool how he was said, but he also agreed with me. He was like, no, but I get it. Using different materials, especially like he commented that for shoes, for running shoes and for shoes that you're going to sweat in, leather is horrible, right? Leather is not a good shoe to sweat in. So using different materials for shoes is obviously helpful, which is really cool. How's he doing? Is he doing okay?
I'm keeping him occupied.
All right. Does he want to come say hi?
You want to go say hi?
You might as well come say hi.
Yeah, of course.
Julia wants to say hi to the staff behind the scenes.
Okay.
That's right. If you watch the most recent video, she definitely helped out a lot in that regards.
What? What are you saying? Me?
Yeah, I'm saying you helped out in the last video.
Oh.
Remember, you're featured in the BTS behind the scenes.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Do you want to see yourself, bud? Let's see if we can see ourselves. There you go.
Hi, everybody.
Say hello, everybody. Hello, fam.
Hello, friend.
Hello.
Tyler's here too. Tyler, Trevor, Julia.
Hi,
First time live stream.
Welcome.
Welcome to this craziness that is California and Monterey Park and the Sands apartment.
Yes,
All right, you're distracted. You're stealing my limelight.
but I have to say, the behind the scenes things, it's mostly all Tim. He's been handling all of that behind the scenes stuff
Thanks.
by himself. Very rarely
Be careful.
am I available or can help out. So,
Oh, thanks, babe.
well, that's all you, babe.
Yeah. Yeah,
I don't
I
take any credit for that.
yeah, I have to admit, like most of the time, she's not lying on that. Most of the times, I am a one man, one pony show. Is that right? Anyways, yeah, I pretty much do it. Like this last weekend, or last week, I asked for her assistance in between her studies. I was like, hey, could you just move the camera up and down real quick? And it was obviously very helpful. So that was cool. This last weekend.
And by the way, speaking of studies.
Oh yeah, I guess she's try to get back to it.
No.
Oh, what about?
Kicked some butt.
She kicked some butt on her studies.
Of age.
Hey. Nah, yeah, she was killing it. She's killing it. So, and it feels good. Like there's a whole, like I said, Banff. Mr. Panetta, welcome. Charlotte Marie, thank you for being here. I hope you're still here. I know people on Facebook seem to duck in and out real quick. So, if you're still here, thanks for coming by, saying hi to Sans family, doing the live stream here on YouTube and Facebook. What were we talking about? We were talking about how awesome she did. She did fantastic, and there's like a weight in the house that is lifted.
Yeah, everybody feels it.
Everybody feels it. I mean, she spent hours. Like we actually had to turn the bedroom into her spot for where she just studies, which is not the greatest place to study, but it's so loud out here, and we could be so distracting that we have to do it. So that's what we're doing. Let's see. What were we talking about? We were talking about sustainable fashion, sustainable shoes, what kind of leathers you want to use, whether you want to use leather or not. I like all the shoes that I found on that video. So, and it's been cool to kind of explore different avenues with sustainable fashion. Something else I kind of want to well, actually I just found this week. It was perfectly advertised to me via social media per usual. This little bad one. Let me see if I can show it to you guys. Two. Biome. This Beckett Simonon, pronouncing that quite well, aren't I? This place I guess this is what I think sustainable fashion is going to go towards. Let me show you some of these sneakers on this bad boy though. CPO shoes, Oxfords, derbies, loafers, monk straps. This site, sorry, I got a little distracted by the site. This site actually makes the shoes per order. So, and they're saying they're making premium shoes for like, oh, look at these, check these sneakers, check those sneakers out. What's up? I like those. I like those. I like these even better. Where are these little sneakers here? Are these it? Yeah, look at these. And they have all kinds of colors on here. Look at those bad boys.
I like those.
Right? Or I don't know which ones you're looking at because I think you're a little delayed. Oh, you're looking at these? Yeah, aren't those cool? Yeah. Anyways, they're making these to order, and they're trying to say obviously it's a $250 shoe, and they're making them to like you call them in, they make the shoe, and then they send it to you. And I absolutely believe that's where sustainable fashion really is going to strive, right? Because you can't like being able to like make stuff on the demand, like, because I think that's the rub of why we have so much crap and so much stuff out there, is because we make it in mass production. And obviously, what was it? Was it 5 years ago where they caught the stores cutting clothes, like cutting them up and throwing them in the dumpster?
Do they still do that?
I don't think so. I think that was such an outrage. I think they had to shut that all down because they obviously just wanted you to buy more of their crappy, cheap clothes. And I don't want to dime out any companies that were doing that. I think we all know which ones that were doing it. But I can't believe that was happening. And so to me, bespoke, custom made clothes, that is truly what I feel is going to be what this sustainable fashion is all about. A little more about the shoe company. I guess they're making their shoes in Bogota, Colombia. They're saying all their stuff is ethical, or their work conditions. And a question to you guys, like, what's sustainable mean to you? Like, what do you guys think? Like, what are you searching for? And like, because obviously we don't want people throwing themselves out of buildings in these third world countries making us clothes. Obviously we don't want that. And so there's that part of it too. It's like the work ethic. And then the other part of it is like, where are they getting their stuff? And do you want to kill cows for your shoes? And then this guy was saying, he's like, most of the leather that comes from shoes is a byproduct. It's a byproduct of the meat industry. So, hey, why not? Why not make some shoes? Agram! What up, Agram? Dude, thanks for being here, man. For anybody who wants to know, Agram is in Croatia, and it is 1:30 in the morning there. Maybe. I don't know how. It's
I was doing that.
I know, dude. You're awesome, man. Thanks for tuning in, bro. Thanks for tuning in. I'm talking about sustainable fashion and kind of the woes of whether it's good or whether it's bad. We didn't hear that on camera. And so, yeah, that's kind of the discussion I'm talking about right now. And I've got most of my fam in the house, some friends, and I'm trying to keep up on the what's going on on Facebook. Hope I'm not too crazy delayed. Also, like, I found this kind of interesting too. Like about 2 years ago. Oh yeah, 2 years. Was that 2 years ago? Yeah, 2 years ago when they legalized weed in California. They also maybe it was earlier than this. I don't know. Someone was at my bar and they were telling me that hemp was finally legalized as a crop, which had not been legal in this country. And obviously, you know, the people behind hemp, they were always like, yo, pro hemp. And I didn't care. I was like, what, some hemp oils? Who cares? And then, of course, someone at my bar was like, dude, this crop is going to change how we make clothes. And I didn't even think of that. They're like, it is so much better than cotton. It is so much cheaper to grow. It grows easier. It's made easier. It's a better product. And so I thought that was really interesting. And obviously, we should be using hemp. If that's the case, obviously that could be a pitch from a hemp producer, but still, the fact that it was illegal for so long in this country just to grow hemp, that is not a drug. That's insane. So that would be cool. That if we actually kind of started using obviously better products that were more sustainable and maybe just cheaper and a better crop, right? Thanks. Yeah, thanks for hitting up the chat. Sorry, I'm not responding to the chat. I'm knee deep in my conversation here, or my stuff. So, yeah. So back to what I was saying. Like, I think bespoke. I think tailored clothes and clothes. What did Kim say there? Sorry, I'm trying to keep. Oh, absolutely, Kim. Yeah, I'm thinking the same thing. Right? Go down that rabbit hole. Like that. That's definitely been something that Kim just said. Probably cotton growers fought hemp from being a crop here in this country, and absolutely that totally makes sense.
Just like all the canola oil.
Yeah, canola oil,
oil,
vegetable oils. They do not like coconut oil. They still try to claim that coconut oil is bad for you. It's not bad for you. Come on, get out of here. Yeah, so I think bespoke is going to be a huge aspect of sustainable fashion. You make your clothes, make them to order. Yeah, right. I love linen. Linen is cotton, right?
Oh, I don't know. That would make sense, yeah.
I thought linen is just a certain weave of cotton. Correct me on that, though, Agram, if you know better than me. Damn, I should. Now you got me thinking. I'm going to look into that.
I'm looking it up.
I always thought linen was a specific weave of cotton.
Oh, it comes from flax plants.
Oh, there you go. I'm totally wrong. Well, that makes flax plants. Well, yeah, you got me curious. Now I have to look into that. Oh, I love linen. Right? I'm wearing linen right now.
Especially for California.
Especially in any summer spots. So, oh yeah. So I really wanted to bring up. This is something I found interesting. I just learned this about like a few months ago, and of course it's because of this guy right here, Alan Flusser. And you know, I like this guy. I talk about him all the time on this channel. And he said that some of our most lasting fashion came out of not the 20s, not the 40s, but the 1930s. Like we're still wearing stuff from the 1930s because it was clothes that was well vetted. And what I mean by that, I mean that it's clothes that people knew, obviously you're going to spend some hard-earned money on this. You had to buy something that you knew was going to last and that you knew that was going to be fashionable down the line. And that was, to me, kind of really opened up my mind of like why we have certain, like the camel hair coat came out of the 30s, a specific like straw fedora came out of the 30s. Gosh, what else came out of the 30s? I think the Oxford shoe, a bunch of stuff came out of specifically the 30s because, again, and it went through the whole fashion hierarchy, right? It was a king who wore it first, or a prince, or someone very famous that was in the media, and then it was down to the businessman, and then down to the normal Joe or whatever. And so all those items are still around to this day, still around. Obviously high end, high fashion things, but they're from the 30s, and that's something I obviously gravitate towards, and I love that. And as you can tell on my channel, I love those eras. I love the pride people took in that time. I love that people cared how they looked, and I sometimes I think I'm accused of being someone who is a nostalgia person who's obsessed with nostalgia, and I don't think I'm that at all. No, I want modern clothes. I like looking modern. I like looking of the time, but I don't like walking in a Costco seeing a bunch of people in Under Armour. That bothers me sometimes. Sorry if you wear Under Armour. Sorry if I offended you with that. All right, so other news. J. Crew filing bankruptcy, right? I think it's a smart move, actually, to tell you the truth. I think a lot of clothing companies are gonna be like, they need to do something right now. But I was reading up on it, and yeah, they're not the most relevant. And I'm a J. Crew fan. I remember growing up with J. Crew before it became what it was about 10 years ago. And I've always liked their clothes. I liked kind of their niche, and again, I kind of knew J. Crew, I feel like in the beginning as a kid, because I wanted to dress like an East Coast prep type person. So that's where I gravitated towards was J. Crew. And I don't feel like we really had a lot of those clothes naturally in Colorado. And then I went to college and I got kind of tired of that look because I feel like everybody else was wearing it. And then it came around to when I moved to LA and I started working at J. Crew. And I heard this magical name his name is Mickey Drexler. Make it I feel like if you're in the fashion game or if you kind of know about retail fashion, you know Mickey Drexler. And Mickey Drexler in the 2000s, 2005, 8-ish, no, 2003, he started working for J. Crew. And if you know more about Mickey Drexler, he came from another clothing company, which I'll describe later. But yeah, he put, in my opinion, put J. Crew back on the map. It was a company. It had done okay in the 90s, but bam, like 2003, he started working on that company. And everybody gives a lot of credit to Jenna Lyons, who created all these clothes that conveniently the Obamas wore. You damn Skippy, Kev. Worked at J. Crew. The place was amazing. I spent most of my check on clothes. Yeah. Tyler's laughing at that Costco Under Armour comment. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Anyway, so J. Crew, when I was working there, I thought it was definitely at its heyday. But I really noticed this very specific thing. Everybody's like, oh yeah, they're Obamas are wearing J. Crew. Because Jenna Lyons and all her clothes, they just love it. Oh, look at that. Gwyneth Paltrow's wearing J. Crew. All these celebrities were wearing J. Crew. Now that is very much on purpose. Like, that's not on accident. That's not just because they love those clothes. That happens. Yo, what's up, Corey? Welcome. Welcome. Max, please, I hope you stick around. Welcome. Yeah, it was... I thought that was really interesting that conveniently all these celebrities were wearing J. Crew again, and it became very boutique-y, high-end fashion. So I noticed that the same thing happened in the 90s. I'll never forget. I was like, I don't know how, I was pretty young, and I remember them saying, oh yeah, Gap. Everybody at Gap, all the celebrities wear Gap now. And it became pop culture, and the advertising was using like Beatles songs and all these very specific songs, but the core celebrities were wearing Gap in the 90s. And who was running Gap in the 90s? That's right, Mickey Drexler. So that CEO, man, he knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing. What is he doing over there?
Oh, he's recording himself and playing back over and over and over again.
As my boy, if you hear him in the background, he is highly entertained by cameras. I wonder what parents he has. Anyways, so I wanted to go down that history. I wanted to go down that, like, I feel like I have very much been impacted by like the power of celebrity, and that's definitely this town. Yo, what's up, Eddie B? What's up, Rue? Thank you. I've got a little mic here. I'm trying to handle it. I hope I'm not blowing you guys out sometimes. I get a little loud on this damn thing. I'm wondering, I bet Rue, you have this mic. I know you, I like. The super, not since the 90s. I know, right? Gap is super on sale. I obviously, Gap was awesome because it hit hard with that like a super minimal chic look. I feel like it was a minimal chic look in the 90s, right? It was just khakis and t-shirts that looked good on you.
It was during the Friends thing too.
Oh yeah,
Friends
that's
really
right. Yeah.
Like,
Mickey Drexler was running it at that time.
Black leather jackets and jeans with white t-shirts.
Yep.
That was
Yep.
really big.
Yep. Leather jackets. We all got a leather jacket from Gap. Remember the long coat, the long leather coat?
Yeah.
Yeah. We all had one. So yeah, that's a little history lesson for some of the youngins out there. So, boom. What do I want to talk about next? If you're just arriving, we've talked a little bit about sustainable fashion, if you want to chime in on that. And we're also talking about J. Crew filing bankruptcy. And so I think J. Crew filing bankruptcy is just obviously they need to be organized and make sure that they don't have to pay their bills right now, which I completely agree. You can't close every store in the United States and go, oh, keep making those millions and keep paying that rent. So I kind of agree with their move, but I have to admit, I have not been shopping at J. Crew for the past about 4 years. 4 years. I pretty much just been a Club Monaco guy, and trying obviously to be beyond that, right? Trying to do something, trying to get into some cheap high-end fashion or high fashion stuff, like, because I want I want more specific stuff, you know, like the when you're sitting in a mall, you're looking pretty boring. Unless you're buying the premium at those places. So anyways, that's my take on J. Crew found bankruptcy.
You said Tyler says that
Tommy Hilfiger and Gap have the same theme now.
Yeah.
I haven't been in a Gap in I don't know how long, and I don't even think I haven't bought Tommy Hilfiger since I was in high school. But yeah, that's what's dangerous. You can get a little. What's wrong with him?
I told him to stop playing with my phone.
Are you guys that?
Yeah.
That's a shame. If he's not on camera, that little diva, who knows what's going to happen, right? Mm-hmm. Sorry, it's a little hot in here now.
I'll turn on here.
Oh, can I have a beer?
Yeah.
Yeah, I need one.
Yes. 78. Oh, poor us Californians.
I know. Corey, what do you mean by Gap is still as relevant? And yeah, J. Crew is boring, man. I don't know what happened. And it's so funny how like that time I will give a lot of credit to Jenna Lyons, but also Jenna Lyons was only caring about the women. I feel like the men, whoever they had for the men, they were doing just as well. Like I liked working there and I loved their clothes. They were doing it right. They were hitting all the trends. All their clothes were super fitted. They didn't care about trying to satisfy the masses that much. So I don't know, like, and then all of a sudden, what up, Brown? Please stay, hang out. We're drinking beer. Pour yourself one. Thanks, babe.
You're welcome.
Pour yourself a beer, and let's talk about fashion. What's up next? I want to talk about behind the scenes and pulling back the curtain on Fashionable Father. Agram, I would love to know what Tommy Hilfiger looks like in your country. I can imagine it looks a bit different. And I agree 100% too. Like, no, they're I feel like they've always tried to be a Ralph Lauren and they've never accomplished it. I'm being mean. But no, I feel like they hit hard really good in, what was it, late 90s? I think it was late 90s or something like that. And they did the thing. I feel like they did a good job hitting like kind of some music artists. I think even rap artists was wearing a lot of Tommy Hilfiger at the time. And they had their moment, but it just always felt like an imitation of Ralph Lauren and never good enough. And again, like you said, quality was lame too. Tyler, did you have a question? I'm free to answer. Yeah, and Corey. I'm gonna Brown. Are you drinking your beer? Your cider? Are you drinking brown nose cider? What's he doing in there, that crazy kid? How many ways can you do red, white, and blue, right? Like that can be your branding. Which again, I think if I was starting a company in the night, anyways, I don't want to get too hard on Tommy. And how many ways can you do red, white, and blue over and over and over again? Some polo, some block of red, white, and blue. And yeah, I'm gonna challenge you a little bit, Corey. I do think that about 10 years ago, I feel like J. Crew was doing a very good job hitting that kind of preppy boutique look, but also bringing in high-end items that were very specific. I just kind of feel like they were doing that at that time. And you're right. Also, good. What kind of beer are you drinking, buddy? Brown's drinking beer. Hey, I'm curious, like, what's your main brand you go to for clothes? Or are you elevated beyond all of us and you don't even have to mess around with brands, right? Wouldn't that be cool? That's what I think we all need to get to, is bespoke, getting clothes that are custom made for us. We look for stuff that inspires us and we get it made. That is not a cheap endeavor, though, I imagine. Mm-hmm. All right, so I don't know. I guess I feel like I should keep talking about fashion. Do I have any more thoughts on fashion? And I guess I kind of want to talk about my video this week. I had a really good time making that video. I did it for a challenge. there's a lady I watch. I'm really bad because I don't really watch fashion channels. I watch camera channels because I'm obsessed with gear, which is a horrible thing. And so I like watching people who are making videos and testing out camera equipment. Yeah, right. Custom fitted. Corey wants his clothes all custom fitted. Yeah. Yeah. And I think even if it changes, like right now, I really do believe that it's going to get a lot baggier and it's going to get a lot looser. But even then, and I remember talking to someone who was closely kind of related to fashion. And he was like, fitted clothes, whether they're super tight or not super tight, fitted clothes will always be in. Will always be in. If it makes your body look good, it will always, you know, you're always going to look well dressed. And I love, there was a nice refreshing thing because I knew at the time, like especially skinny jeans and all this really fitted stuff was going to go away. And I love that time. I'm going to miss it because it was right up my alley and right up my body type. But I like that person reminded me, they're like, don't worry about being super trendy. I think it was like, I think it was when I was getting married and I was buying a tux and I was like, dude, should I buy a super fitted tux? I want my tux to last, which is funny because I've never put it on again. Anyways, I should. But anyways, yeah, it looks great on me. I love my tux. I absolutely love my tux. It looks great on me and I still feel like I could throw it on and look great in it and not look of a period, right? Like I feel like it would look good right now.
No, Daddy's on the internet.
Wow, you think it's still 10 years out? Yeah, you're probably right. Oh, you're probably right. Is it 10 years? I feel like it's quicker than that, man. Corey says he thinks that we're going to be in the 40s in about 10 years. I think it's quicker than that. I think it's 5. But you know what? You're right. Fashion's so slow. It'll probably be 10. But yeah, the 40s are definitely coming back. That baggy look, or not baggy look, but that flowing look. That flowing, you know, yeah, that's coming back for sure. Corey, you have 3 tuxes. I need options, he says. Am I missing anybody on?
Your tux for our wedding was.
Ooh, it was tight. I was feeling that.
Come on. Get down.
Sorry, guys. Don't want to just check and make sure everybody's caught up, and I'm keeping a.
Already, I can't do this right now. Sorry.
Oh, you trying to play football?
Yeah.
Come here and say hi. Come here and say hi, loud man.
Go say hi.
Are you shy?
No, he wants to play.
I want to play with the football. Let's play football. Sunday. Oh, come on. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna
do
do?
you think football is gonna be around in the fall?
Oh yeah, right. What do you think about that? Is football gonna be around?
Hey.
I don't know. Probably not. I don't think so.
Artie, come over here, please.
Come on up.
Come and say hi.
Come up and say hi again. What up, everybody? Arthur here. He's got himself a football. Rutgers. This is definitely from the East Coast fam. East Coast fam representing.
That's my sisters.
Yeah, sisters. This is her team. Big Rutgers fan. I don't think their football team is any good though, are they? I don't know. Sorry if you guys are here and haven't said anything. Just if you're peeping on the stream. So, all right, what's up next? Oh yeah, I want to talk about behind the scenes. I want to talk about behind the scenes of this video this week. It was fun to make, and I had a great time making it.
No.
But I kind of wanted to say this. Trying to do behind the scenes is difficult because now there's 2 cameras. I was already setting up 1 camera. That was enough work on itself. Now I'm setting up 2 cameras. Whoa. And then I had to enlist Megan on that because it was a lot of work. But a lot of fun to do too. But something I feel like I kind of learned from that is that there's always your expectations versus reality. Expectations versus reality, man. That is, you always have a vision. You always have a vision. You're like, maybe it'll go this way and maybe it'll go that way. Rue shouting out Arthur. I know, man. I'm telling you, he's a celebrity. I could just put him in my lap the entire time and have you guys just hang out and watch him be a goofball. No, Tyler. He doesn't get his own channel. Follow him first. I know. I think it took a year to get you to follow me.
Arthur, there's a tropical storm named after you.
Already?
That's what Corey said. I told you this. It's on its way to the East Coast right now, I think. It's called...
Corey said that?
Yeah, Carrie...
No, Carrie said that.
She texted me, but Corey just...
Corey just said that? Sorry, I'm not paying attention to Facebook. Where is it going to hit? Sorry to laugh. That's not nice to laugh at
Probably
that.
same place. Starts from like, what, Florida, and then goes up?
And goes up. Arthur! Representing, man. Representing as a hurricane.
Right now.
Ooh, do we have any snacks?
Yeah, what do you want?
Some of that salami and cheese.
Yeah.
Getting distracted.
Getting hungry.
So, expectations versus reality. This is something I feel like anybody who's doing anything that's, oh, wait, so what's up? God, Ahmed. Hey, what's up, man? That's my coworker. Welcome, dude. I hope you're still here. What? Salami and cheese. Carla, you recognize this. We do salami and provolone. Sorry, I'm eating on camera. So, shoot. Sorry, guys. Lost my train of thought. I think in anything you do, you have this vision, you set out to do it. The end reality is going to be different. It is always going to be different. You're not going to be doing, it's not going to end up like you visioned it. But I think, if anything I've learned this week or this year, is that doesn't matter. It matters if you're finishing. It matters if you're learning from it and you're getting better and you're finishing the product and putting it out there. That's what matters. Your vision's always going to be different. Your ideas are always going to be different. The end product is always going to grow and change. And so that's something, and I learn it every week and I feel like sometimes I feel like I'm failing and I have to remind myself I'm not, and remind myself that this is the process. And I want anybody who's out there who is also struggling with that, is that you have to move past that. Are you back?
Are you back? I'm back asleep.
Oh, he pretended he was asleep.
Anybody who was saying hi to you last time you were here, he was pretending he was asleep. This is pretty much how the YouTube channel started. I don't know if anybody remembers my first video or has seen it, but sorry, I'm on camera. Place now. But I had to figure out what to do with Arthur. He was 3 at the time. I was 3 at the time. 3.5 at the time.
2.5.
No, 3.5.
Oh yeah, 3.5. Sorry.
He was 3.5 at the time, and I was like, what am I gonna do with this? Yeah, me too. I'm kind of. Did Agram ever answer that? Or maybe Agram had to go to bed. Agram's like, man, deuces, folks. Yeah, what was I saying? Oh yeah, the starting the channel. I didn't know what to do. I was like, what am I gonna do? I gotta do something. I think I already talked about this on the live stream, and I was like, he's got to be in the channel. As simple as that. I can talk about fashion, but Arthur's gonna be there no matter what.
You're very loud.
Somebody distract me.
What are you saying? Sorry about being distracting?
Yeah, it's a bad person.
That's what's happening right now.
Okay, come here. Sit down with me.
Sit down with Mom. Chill out.
Yeah. Sit down.
Oh God, he's not gonna chill out. That's that time of day.
He's too excited.
What is he excited about? Anyway, sorry folks. I'll get back to you. Let's get back to this talk. Tyler called you staff. If I come bringing him the beer, he said that awesome staff. I'm assuming that's what he was referencing. Anyways, moving on. So, if anything, I also learned from this week, like, if you do feel like you wanted to do something and you wanted to create something and you're seeing the results and you're like, I don't even want to share this, I think you should get right back on that horse, figure out what you're doing, and don't consider that a failure just because you didn't have an end product that you wanted to share with people. Like that, and very seldom is it going to be so bad that you're not going to want to share it with people. Joe, is that... What up, Dylan? Dylan Seaton? Oh, I imagine he's not here anymore. He probably dropped in and was like, who's this guy? But if you are here, Dylan, please hang out. We are discussing random things about fashion and random things about the creative process. I imagine you know exactly what I'm talking about, being an actor. What is he doing?
Performing.
He's performing for us. He's not upset. He's not a tortured child. So that's my take on the whole behind the scenes and the creative process. I liked turning back the curtain on it and kind of showing you guys what I go through. I think a lot of people, I don't know what people perceive. I think when I first perceived YouTube, yes, okay, I'm gonna say it. Yeah, when I first saw YouTube and was inspired by some of these creators that are like really kind of showing that they have a high level production quality, that I was like, oh, I can do that. Bam, that's easy. They make that look, and they make it look easy, and it is not. There's a lot of little tiny logistics and details that you have to deal with, and you're not on a sound studio. You're not on a set. You don't have, and you're seeing it. Everyone's seeing it with all these people who didn't get to go to a studio this last few months, and they didn't do as well as YouTubers. None of them, those first late night shows when they were at home, man, they looked like it. Like someone called it. They were so cringeworthy. They look like a hostage telling a joke, like a hostage of a terrorist telling a joke. They were bad videos because they didn't know what they're doing. And I think that's highly commendable to all YouTubers out there that are making it look easy, making it look good. And a lot of the times it's just one person. That's it. I don't think they can hear that. I hope they can. That's all.
Corey was asking what's on the hat.
Oh, look at that. Oh, sorry, guys. Am I not paying attention?
No.
I'm not, am I?
No, it's okay. It's Facebook. It's some fish.
It's a whale. We got this at Target. I had someone.
Oh God, really? You have to put that up every time.
Lost his first fedora. I don't think it would fit him anymore. But he had a fedora with little stars on it. Man, that thing was awesome. Yeah. Do a little set dressing back there. A little set dressing. Bum, bum, bum. Okay, sorry. I'm reading Agram's comment. I basically buy anything I find nice, but without paying too much because I spend a lot of time in the tracksuits. Anyways, tracksuits because of sports. I was thinking like I don't know. When I think of tracksuits, I think of East Coast Italians or British dudes, British gangsters. I like the balance of modern and vintage, but vintage prevails. That's my boy, Agram. Right? I said, I was like, I'm not nostalgia. I don't always look for nostalgia, but man, am I obsessed with the 60s, and I love the 60s fashion. I love the 60s fashion. So maybe I'm a bit of a nostalgia guy, but yeah, vintage kind of just, and I think that's a little bit of a loophole in the whole fashion game right now, is to go buy used clothes. Like if you want, I mean, yeah, I don't know if it's sustainable, but it's definitely not, at least not getting thrown away. And go in some of these spots and buying up stuff, especially here in LA, man, people get rid of some nice stuff. And the funny thing is, I seldom take advantage of it. And I'm sitting here, I know if I went to down into Beverly Hills and went to some of those shops, you can get some nice stuff. You can get some really nice stuff. Slobs and tracksuits, right? I didn't want to say it, Agram. I didn't want to say it, but I was thinking, I'm picturing some like Eastern Europeans in tracksuits. Anyways, that hat would look good with a Cuban cigar. Maybe I'll get him into it. Maybe I'll get him a little some good cigar smoking. Oh yeah, that's funny. I did not think Carla was a 60s era. That's really, I know that. Oh well, okay, that's the era. That's definitely your era. But is that also like the era you love? That's news to me. All right, moving on, right? Thanks. Can I just say, hey, thanks everybody for joining me, enjoying this, me self-indulging myself, talking about fashion here on YouTube and Facebook. Thanks for being here, man. To everyone, thanks for being here. All right, so what was I talking about? Like the whole pulling back the curtain on this whole crazy. I like that Megan did give me a lot of credit for doing this by myself for the most part. I think a lot of people think by watching that latest video that she's helping out a lot. She isn't. not to take it away from her, but she isn't. It's a one man show, except for my my celebrity guest by the name of Arthur, who is now a hurricane. All right, so what else do we want to talk about? Let's talk about our epidemic, pandemic. Yeah, who wants to talk about that? I will say this though, my initial response: Basswegians. No kidding, right? Tapered jeans and Basswegians. Yeah, when that whole thing came back about, obviously it was about 10 years ago now, and that all came like just flooding back. I was like, this is my era. I love this fashion. I don't think I'm gonna mind the 40s. I think the 40s is gonna be fun. I'm really excited to keep it not so baggy. I don't really want the fashion to be super baggy, and so hopefully it's not.
No, I don't want that one.
Target is my era. Stay away from Target.
What were you gonna say about pandemic?
So I think my knee-jerk response to it when it first happened, when I first was unemployed, and I had, I quickly realized, for me in my mind, I was like, wow, as a bartender, I am extremely non-essential. Like it was a little weird that within I feel like a week process. It was like a week, like, hey, your hours are cut, and then they're like, you're not coming back to work. Like it was a little rough to take right at first, and I think a lot of people felt this way. I feel like a lot of people were like, wait, what? I'm just unemployed, just like that. You're just not gonna let me work, and I think that's hard. I think that's hard for a lot of people to take. I think a lot of people took that hard because we really do define ourselves by our work, which is a dangerous prospect. You shouldn't really do that. There's so much more going on in your life than work. And I'm lucky because I feel like being in a hotel, a lot of the people who work in a hotel do not define themselves by their work because they're like, no, man, this is just a means to an end. But for some people, man, they really do. They're like, this is my job. This is what I do. He's imitating me.
He's imitating you?
So he's in the other room. He's in another room on a computer, on a pretend computer, a toy computer. Go get your computer. Go get it. Bring it over here. Oh, now he's embarrassed.
I'm recording, he said.
He's recording.
He said, I'm Fashionable father.
Oh, this kid.
I don't protect where they computer.
Yeah, but funny thing is, I don't watch Ellen, so I was like, wait, what's this dude doing in her backyard? I saw a cut. Good, Corey. Good. I'm glad. Artie, you got to be somewhat quiet over there. I got my channel too. Okay. Anyways, so yeah,
He's
good.
telling
Good.
you to be quiet.
He's telling me.
Because he's recording right now.
Because he's recording. So, anyways, Corey, what are you doing creatively at home? Like, are you learning the piano? I feel like I've been fed so many piano lessons on YouTube. They're like, dude, learn the piano, man. Rue was laughing at us. All right, so anyways, yeah, so I feel like I thought, what's really, really inspiring about this whole thing, I think is amazing, is that the grocery store clerk is essential. That guy, grocery store guy, right? No one was claiming themselves, yeah, man, I work at a grocery store. They're the most essential person right now. And I think that's inspiring. I think we're so...
I know. Do you hear him go on like you?
He's talking. Sorry, he's cracking me up. Oh man, kids are crazy. He's literally got like a pretend computer over there, and he's Versus channel is right. Oh, that kid's cracking me up right now. What are you doing?
He's telling me to be quiet because he's recording.
You need to be quiet for me, bro. See what I'm saying? No, he does not get a channel. Okay, he doesn't get to take over. Guys, it's like a diva. It's like I'm gonna have to. Anyways.
It's too funny.
Susan, Houston, come say hi.
Oh.
Hello, welcome. I hope you stay. I'm getting close to. I'm usually only on here for about an hour, and I'm coming up on like 50 minutes. So, and we've talked about sustainable fashion. We talked about J. Crew shuttering. No, I'm joking. They just filed bankruptcy, and we're talking about random stuff here. I don't know what were we talking about. You know what? Come say hi to Susan. Oh, she waved. Thank you for waving. It's nice to know people like they come in and out, and so you're like, hey. So anyways, back to. Oh yeah, I know, right? We're kind of envious of you, Susan. You got a nice little yard. Arthur does not have a yard. He has a concrete parking lot. He rides a bike around in a circle. We are going to drag him up to a park next week, though. I rode my bike up to a park just to scout it out yesterday, and I think we're going to do that. We're going to ride.
It wasn't too crowded, right, from bicycling?
No.
Okay.
I was the only bike there.
Cool.
Yeah, no one's on the bike. Everybody's running that path. That's not a bike path.
Oh.
But yeah, it was cool. I rode my bike up there. I think we're going to do the same thing. Right? Right, Susan? Susan's talking about Arthur imitating me. Oh man, he's a maniac. Agram. Thank you.
What did he say?
Agram says, he goes, a week ago, I'm scared to get my kid into tech. Timothy now, get that computer, bro. Oh, you're cracking me up, Bankrupt. Yeah, man, thanks for tuning in, bro. I'm gonna shout him out again. It's like 1 a.m. in Croatia right now, and he's like tuning in. Badass. So yeah, here we are. Final thoughts on my craziness. I guess, yeah, I just wanted to say that I think that people had this knee-jerk response to the whole being unemployed, and I think this is a moment. I think I said this a couple times, but I'm going to say it again here. I think this is a moment for people to sit down, reflect on seeing what is important in their lives, because the job is not important. Yes, it is a means. Yes, it pays your bills, but to go run back to that, like that's your end all, it is not. And if it is, I commend you, and I hope you are doing something amazing, and that's creative, and it's feeding your soul. But if it is just paying another man to get richer, yeah, no, thank you. So, anyways, that was my take on that. That was my take on this moment to be able to say, like, is the car worth it? Like, do we have to pay a bunch of money so we can drive a symbol around? Is all the stuff that we buy like? And I just, don't you kind of sometimes hanker to the times when someone bought a pair of shoes and it was like one of the biggest purchases they had in their lives? I know that sounds depressing, but at the same time, it's amazing that that shoe lasted them their like a good percentage of their lives, and they resold it and they polished it and they took care of it because it was that one item they loved. I don't know, that's a cool time. Anyways, that's kind of my thought on that. I don't know. Hey, Maggie, do you want to join in and say anything? I think it's about that time, folks. I don't really have any more topics.
Concluding?
I'm concluding. Gosh, thank you for maintaining him. He was a little bit much today.
Right now.
Yeah,
But
that's
he's going through your other computer, so.
Oh, good. He's now on the Mac. Did you hear what Agram said?
No, what did he say?
Agram goes last week. No, anyways, yeah.
Okay, we'll go over that.
You guys don't need to rehear that. Oh man. Thanks again, everybody. Thanks, fam, for joining me on this wild ride this week. Thank you, Tyler. Thank you. I kind of hope Tobe's there. Is Tobe around? Thanks, Trev. Thanks, Julia. Thanks, Mom and Dad. Thank you, Agram, for chiming in. And
go back.
how's your channel doing?
It's like goodbye.
You already said goodbye to them?
Yeah.
He already ended his stream. So I guess now he's gonna let me be. He's gonna be a part of my stream now.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, everybody. Hey, thanks, Susan. Oh, I miss you guys.
I miss you too.
Oh, car payments.
We were talking about car payments. I didn't even see that.
Right here.
Yeah, right. Screw car payments, man. And yeah, I know, right? Video games. I have not let him play video games yet, and I play video games. I do. I don't play a lot, but I like games, and so yeah. No, I'm trying to keep that at bay. Thanks, Ty. Thanks for being here. Thank you, Agram. Yeah, you're cracking me up, bro. Thanks for being here. Thanks everybody for joining in and listening to me rant about J. Crew and fashion and all that stuff. And yeah, you guys. Oh. And always remember, style first. And yeah, I'll see you guys on the flip side and all that good noise.
Artie was